Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans here in the Western Hemisphere, and to the rest scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, who look like the other nations, but through the patrilineal lineage go back to the Hebrew Israelites, all right? And I have a couple of articles I want to bring out in the time that we're living in right now, the age of technology, okay? Specifically, what's going on between America and China, okay? Because here it is, the president of the United States, the 47th president, Donald J. Trump, thought that he would make a statement, a profound statement, by putting tariffs on these countries, and then on top of that, doubling down on China, okay? And now he's in the stages of trying to come to some type of agreement that works in both favors of both parties, on behalf of both parties, okay? Now, this is Elon Musk, one of his members of his committee of DOGE, which is an acronym for the Department of Government Efficiency, okay? And we're going to read this article from Business Insider, which says Elon Musk says China wants assurance that magnets for Tesla humanoid robot won't be used for military purposes. Okay? Now, I guess we're going to read this article and find out that amongst all this talk of tariffs and trade wars, China's putting restrictions on what they're willing to export and import to America, okay? Showing you that America didn't have the upper hand in the beginning, man. It was all a bluff. See, one thing you're going to come to find out about this president and this administration, and just in general about these people, the Edomites, that their main tool or go-to move is to what? Use deceive, use decept. Is that the word? Use deception, I guess. Okay? So one of the ways they used deception was trying to bluff and put on a big bad front in front of the world that, hey, we still that number one entity. We can't be effed around with or F around and find out. Well, guess what? China wasn't buying it, man. Okay? Which is why we're going to get that scripture, okay? Psalm 60 and 8. All right? Because China wasn't buying it, man. They know what they got. They know America is not that powerhouse that it once was, okay? America today in 2025 is a consumer debt-based society, okay? They don't build, man. They just consume. When you known as a consume debt-based society, you can't make those kind of demands. And the world is catching on, man. China just exposed this place, okay, for what it is, all right? And now you're going to have Trump backtracking on being this big bad wolf that was supposed to huff and puff and blow down the houses. But China said, not over here, buddy, okay? And the Most High, hey, making a statement, man, okay? Showing you Jakes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American, hey, it's getting ready to go down, man. So as we read a little bit more about this article, which was April the 23rd, not too long ago. Today is what? April the 24th, so this was yesterday. It says, one second. It says, did we skip something? Tesla Optimus production is getting squeezed by President Donald Trump's trade war. You see? So here it is. All this make America great again, and America get most of its material from other countries, man. Especially that raw material, these magnets that's needed to make these robots and things of these magnitudes, these cars and all these other things, they get it from other countries, man. All right? Now here it is. Trump was trying to put on that facade, that machismo, and he got as it currently sits, he got found out to be a phony, man. Okay? China was ready. I did a video earlier this year saying that China is not afraid to back down. They want any type of war. And I guess Trump had to come and test them out, man. A trade war. You see? China was willing to have their recession and their economy to go into a recession. But you see, Trump, knowing that the people here in America, they can't go a day without having something. So he gave them a what? A 90-day pause on tariffs in the hopes that they could work something out with these other nations, particular China, man. Because now, hey, by all measures, the ball's in China's hand, okay? Okay? And look at Elon. You ain't no position to make demands. That's why China's telling you, hey, do what? Tesla Optimus production is getting squeezed by President Donald Trump trade war. It goes on to say, come on now. It goes on to say, so then it says production of the humanoid robot could face some delays as Tesla deals with challenges such as convincing China that some of the robot parts won't be used for military purposes, okay? So guess what? China's like, we ain't gonna help you use your robots to take and defeat ours, okay? Make your own stuff. Use your own material, okay? And America doesn't produce anything, all right? So China has America right where they need them to be at, all right? At the brink of graveling for their technology, okay? Which is why America is finished, man. They got to get ready to crash this system. They got to get ready to probably use China as an scapegoat of why the internet is no longer working or something along that matter, man. Okay? But it's the Most High working, all right? It reads, Elon Musk said during Tesla's first quarter earnings call on Tuesday that Optimus production was affected by a supply chain issue in China. And here it is. You trying to, put out that facade that America is this great industrial revolution, economy. And, hey, you guys can't even make a damn robot without having to rely on a third-party country, China, which you put tariffs on, and now they telling you that what? We ain't sending you nothing that's going to help you defeat us, and rightfully so, man. You got Trump talking about we're going to work out a plan, something that benefits both sides, and China's like, no, we got all the, we got all the chips, the bargaining chips. We get to call the shots, or else you're going to just see how things play out after your 90 days are up, man. All right? See, Trump rescinded a lot of those tariffs, or Trump rescinded a lot, or should I say the major components of the trade that, is taken between China and America, which is what? The computers, the cell phones, all the electronic things Trump didn't put tariffs on because he know it will wipe out stores real fast. You see, and now we getting ready to come into that stage where you're going to start to feel the impact beginning next month, man. if they can't get something worked out soon, okay, you Americans are going to start to feel that stage of not having what you normally had. Okay, because why? That back that back stock that you got, that they got in the shipments and containers, it's running low, man. Okay, and they getting ready to run out, and then after that, you the consumer is gonna feel it when you don't go when you go into the store and you can't find what you once was able to find. All right, so that back pay, not that back pay, but that back storage, you know, the stuff that they got put on hole in the back there, you know, is soon running out, man. Okay. And these American companies, corporations know that they feeling the squeeze, man. Because China is a what? A major player. See, they thought they was going to be able to just manhandle China and scare China with that 145% tariff. China said, no, sir. We ready to go to war. Okay. Y'all are the ones that aren't ready to go to war because your economy is weak. Just look at your people, man. You got the typical American, you know, the beer belly guzzle drinking Edomite. He can't miss a meal, man. He can't miss a meal. All right. Yet alone the upper echelon of the Edomites, man, that won't know what to do without having a Tesla this or a Tesla that, you know, or some way to fix their car or whatever. You see, this ain't the same Edomites from back in the 40s and 50s that could fix things and, you know, pretty much rely on their own, you know, own capabilities. No, these Edomites today, man, they're relying on a whole bunch of things, man. And China being one of them, because China pretty much primarily imports the technology that they need to keep their gadgets and things of that nature running, man. Okay. So yeah, it says, well, they ain't gonna let us see. It says Elon Musk, you know, quarters on the earnings of Tesla on Tuesday. Optimus production was affected by a supply chain issue in China. Okay. So I don't think it's gonna let us get any more down this article unless we subscribe. So, you know, that's gonna be it. So let me get this other article that I read about China. Okay. In 1 second, because China isn't playing. Now, here's another article from the website. Looks like BBC News. It says China sends Boeing planes back to U.S. over tariffs, man. What kind of country would dare be this defiant to a powerhouse like America? As the Most High said, America, Babylon, is the hammer of the earth. But here you got China doing something as defiant as sending a Boeing plane back to U.S. over tariffs. What? You mean to tell me that you gonna, yeah, China said, yep, we gonna make a statement, and a bold one at that. So it says a Boeing 737 MAX A intended for a Chinese airline is returned to a Boeing airfield as trade tensions escalate over U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports. And this is why Trump is now willing to make a deal. You see, his constituents, these elites and upper, you know, in the upper places are saying, hey, look, man, you got to work something out with China and work it out fast because they ain't playing ball like you thought they would. Here it is. They willing to send a Boeing 737 airline back to us, man. You know how much that cost us to make? Materials ain't cheap. We had to import them from other countries. So that little 145% tariff that Trump is putting on China, guess what? It's costing him more in the long run, okay? Because now you got companies, corporations that's getting parts from other countries that tariffs may be 15 or 20%, but when you tally it all up in its totality, hey, it's better off just playing ball and doing, you know, business with China in the right way. But now China has the ball in their court, okay? And we gonna see, okay? We gonna see exactly what China want to do, man, okay? because they already making trades with Russia and not using the reserve or not using the dollar to make trades with energy like oil and gas, man. So you see, America's trying to put this big bad image out to the world, but hey, we exposing it that America, hey, ain't as powerful as you thought they were. All right? This economy is on the brink, man. Okay? China's like, man, we don't want your airplanes, man. You got 145% tariff on us. We'll be helping you out. Okay? We'll be helping you out if we take that. No, take that back, man. Keep that. Matter of fact, keep that same energy. Your 90 days is up, man. This is just the first month. Imagine if China really want to play ball and say, no, we ain't coming to the table to negotiate nothing. We're just going to see how things play out after these 90 days, man. Trump poker face, as they say, would drop instantaneously. If China said, no, we ain't willing to work out anything with you. Let's just see how you said you was going to do, and let's wait the 90 days. That poker face will drop, man. It'll be at that moment he know he effed up. Trump know he effed up, man. See, he thought within them 90 days he could put the fear of, they say, God into China. But China like, nah, we don't fear you, man. This ain't the 1960s, 70s America. This is the 2025 America, man. Y'all are consumers. And you want to put you want to stop 145% tariff, 245% tariff on us? And you expect us to take your airplane? Nah, man, we can get those same supplies and create our own airplane for much more cheaper. We were doing you a favor. Okay? We got investments in your country, so we were doing you a favor. But now you want to throw and slap tariffs on us? No, take that, man. Okay? Who knows what the president of China is telling his citizens? Brace yourselves for the next 90 days. It's going to be hard. He may be getting his citizens, or he have probably already gotten his citizens prepared for these next 90 days. Meanwhile, here in America, Trump ain't telling the people nothing, man. Except for what? We're going to pause tariffs for 90 days and then, everything is going to be good. Okay? See? These citizens still think America is that big bad wolf, man. No. It's a new day, man. All right? Along with China, Russia, India, the other countries that make up BRICS, they looking to rival America, man. They ain't looking to cooperate with America because America, doesn't deal fairly. All right? And they don't have the bargain chips that they once thought they had. So it says China has sent back planes it ordered from the U.S. in its last retaliation over Trump tariffs. The boss of aircraft maker Boeing has said, Kelly Ortberg said 2 planes had already been returned and another would follow after trade tensions between the two countries escalated. Boeing's chief executive told CNBC that 50 more planes were due to go to China this year. Man, we gotta look up how much one of these planes costs and then times that times 50, man. It says Boeing chief executive told CNBC that 50 more planes were due to go to China this year, but their customers had indicated they will not take delivery of them. The U.S. put 145% tariffs on imports from China, and it hit back with 125% tax on U.S. products, man. Damn. It might not be 145, but it's 125. After 100, you feel the impact after 100, man. Whether it's 150, 130, 180. After 100, it's going to feel like the same, man. So China said, we're going to hit you with 125. Okay? And we ain't taking your airplanes. Matter of fact, send them back. Those 2 that want to send them back. And those other 50 that we were going to order, no. Cancel that. Okay? I'm trying to see if it has a price on how much one of these airplanes cost to make. Let's see what it is. A Boeing 737 MAX 8. Let's see if we can look up the price on how much it takes to make a Boeing 737 MAX 8. Give me 1 second. Yeah, check this out. I typed in how much to build a Boeing 737 MAX 8. And you got to remember, China sent back 2 of them already and questioning and sending 50 of them. So it says the list price for a new Boeing 737 MAX 8 is $121.6 million. So times 2. And that's how much that corporation, Boeing, is missing out because of Trump tariffs, man. Beautiful, man. However, airlines typically receive discounts and the actual market price can be around $55 million. So let's just say China wants to buy them in bulk and America sells them to them for $55 million instead of 121. So they give them close to a 50% discount. So at $55 million times 2, that's $110 million that Boeing has missed out because of this tariff. Now let's do that. This is the more conservative number. Let's do that times 50. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull that up. Yeah, this is telling in itself. $50 times $55 million. Let's see what that is. How much is 50? So that comes up to 2.75 billion. Okay, I believe that's billion. 3, 6, 9, 10. All right, it says 2.75000000. Okay, that's 7 zeros, followed by a 5, a 7, and a 2. Okay. Yeah, so that's $2.75 billion that Trump is potentially costing the airline business company Boeing because of his tariffs. Now, put that on a larger scale and you can start to see why these businesses, these corporations are shaking in their boots because China isn't folding, man. China's willing to take that hit, man. China is willing to send their economy in recession, knowing that America can't handle that. See? Eventually, those 90 days are gonna run out, man. And just imagine the cost that these companies are gonna have to pass on to you, the consumers, to make up. They're gonna charge you, man, to fly an airline, to fly. Just imagine how much an airline ticket would cost in 90 days to make up that cost that they losing. That's on the conservative end. You may be paying to fly domestically $1,500 to $2,000 one way. Oh my goodness. Imagine paying $1,500 to $2,000 domestically to fly one way. A round trip may run you $5,000, man. You see? Making it all the more smoother and better for that microchip. You want to fly? You remember back when you could fly for a couple of $100? We'll take the microchip. You can get on that Boeing airline craft and fly again for $200-$300, man. It's all leading up to this chaos, man. 90 days is coming faster than you believe, man. It'll be July the 10th in no time. Okay? And we're going to see who wants to fold first, man. Because as it currently sits, Trump is already looking to come to the table. See, his constituents, these oligarchies, these people in high places, they seeing the impact that's going to have if they can't sell their product and get a return. Okay? What good is it to build and manufacture and you can't sell your product? China ain't to be played around with, man. You hit them with 145% tariff, they're going to reciprocate and hit you with 125. And you know you got to, and you know you need to get off of that product that you sitting on. 50 airline jets. You can't just sit on that, man. That's $2.75 billion you just sitting on because of a tariff, man. Hey, China was ready to go to war, man. Cost efficient. China ready to go to war because they could easily go back to eating rice. But what you Americans gonna eat? When they shut down Kobe's Steakhouse, when they shut down all your restaurants, when you can't find food on the shelves, what you gonna eat? You ain't no gardeners. You can't see people in China. They can grow, they can garden, they can farm. You Americans, you can't do any of that shit, man. You at the will, the mercy of this system, man. Which is why you gonna take that microchip, because you ain't gonna have no other answer. Okay? Now let's get a couple of precepts and then we get ready to close out. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 60 and verse 8. It reads, Moab, who is the Chinese, is my washpot. When you look up that word washpot, it goes into a what? A utensil. Also a thorn, a briar. All right? It says, Moab is my washpot. Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. All right? So Moab is going to be that thorn, man. That washpot, that utensil, that tool. Okay? That America don't see. And the Most High is going to walk all over America, man. Okay? Let's look up that word washpot in the Hebrew. It is
Strong's H 5518, seer. Seer.
Some of the usage goes into what? Pot, a household utensil. This is what I want to see, and use thorn. A stiff, sharp, pointed, straight or curved woody projection on the stem or the part of a plant. You ever heard that old saying, you've become a thorn in my side? Mosiah is using Moab as his washpot to what? Walk over Edom, man. See, it was a time back when Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, speaking about America, had it great. You see, and that's what these Americans was promised, a false hope that Trump would make America great again. Well, you see, that's anything but the narrative now. Now is, can he even keep America afloat? Okay? And his constituents, these people, these upper echelon, these Edomites and these higher seats, they know, hey, Trump, man, we was going to give you 90 days, but now we need you to wrap this thing up this month, okay? Squash the 90 days. We need you to wrap things up now, okay? Moab, China ain't playing like we thought they was going to play. They willing to send back 2 airlines, jets, and then cancel 50 more, potentially throwing us out of business. That's $2.75 billion. Then he got his homeboy, Elon, who's saying that China's making sure that they say they ain't going to send us equipment unless we can assure them that we're not going to use it for military purposes. I think they catching on to us, President. You see? Well, let's go ahead and shut off the internet, use a cyber tech, and let's blame it on China so we can go ahead and bring forth this chip. They know they have a short time, man. Revelation 12:12. Most High ain't playing, man. Okay? He says, Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumpheth thou because of me. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? All right? So it's coming, man. These times are coming. You know, and if you ain't getting right and preparing your body, your temple, your mind, hey, when the lights go out here in America and you don't understand what's going on, you gonna have all the hell to pay, man. All right? And Edom, you know, particularly here in America, they getting ready to shut this shit down, man. Okay? Because they thought within those 90 days that China would play, you know, ball. Okay? Lift up them tariffs. Okay? And do business as they did back then in the old days. But no, China's that washpot, that tool, that utensil, that thorn. Okay? And it's being put in Edom's side, man. Okay, you got a thorn in your side. It ain't life-threatening, but guess what? It's uncomfortable. All right? When you got a thorn in your side, you know, you don't want to walk. You don't want to, you just want to sit and be quiet. Well, hey, America's going to be forced when that famine hits. Hey, you people, y'all ain't going to know what to do, man. You see? And it's coming. That famine is coming sooner than you can imagine. Which is why we're telling our people to get ready, man. Get your bodies and your temples and your mind right. Because this devil is coming with great wrath. Okay? He's seeing that his plan ain't going as according. Okay? China ain't caving to his demands as he thought. All right? He thought that China would be like, you know, subservient and docile and not bucking up. Little do they know or was miscalculated that China has made great strides in the last century or so. Okay? It's a different day. It's a new dawn, man. Okay? And this devil got to move. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Why? Because he knoweth that he have but a short time. You see? He see the writing. A washpot, Moab, was once looked at as anything, you know, less than average, but now it's looked at as a great player, man. China's economy is sucking and rival to America. You miscalculated, man, but we'll see. Okay? We're going to see just how bad Trump want to uphold that image and let things get out of control, man. Because now the world is watching. And Trump is a proud man, okay? He may come off as joking and, you know, but no, you don't become he inherit that money, but he don't keep that money up and continue to be a billionaire this long without having some type of pride, man. Okay? And then on top of that, you the president too? Hey, get yourselves together. Get ready, man. Things are getting ready to get real interesting within these next 2 to 3 weeks. Because going into May, hey, it's gonna be singing a new song, man. He can't work out a deal soon, man. You're gonna start feeling the effects of these tariffs, man. All right? And all these other small nations, they watching too. They watching. They back secretly rooting for China, man. You know, especially Taiwan, because that's another key component in this tariff, man. If Taiwan start to work with China, man, especially with those chips, man, America's gonna be looking pitiful. Okay, and we can't wait because we know they're gonna have to come with it, man. All right, they're gonna have to come with it because why? The economy is gonna reflect. The economy is gonna show in what? Hyperinflation, stagflation. That's what they worrying about, stagflation. That's when you got high inflation, low GDP, gross domestic product, and low unemployment numbers. Or should I say high unemployment numbers, meaning you got a lot of people that's being laid off, man. That's the worst type of economy to have, stagflation. You see? And that's what we on the brink of, stagflation. You got high inflation, you got high GDP, or should I say low. You ain't making that many products here in America. And then you got, on top of not making products here in America, you laying off people, man. That's the worst type of economy, stagflation, is to have all three of those simultaneously. And we on the brink of that. Oh man, it's gonna hit our people. Hey, when it comes, and it will come, you know, our people are known to weather the storm, but this right here is gonna be a different type of storm, man. All right, this ain't gonna be your everyday run of the mill, get up under the garage and wait till the storm. No, this storm right here is going straight into straight into Jacob's trouble, man. See, we at the end of this ride, man. It ain't, I'm just gonna weather the storm and wait till everything blow. No, this is the storm that's gonna kick off Jacob's trouble, which is gonna kick off what? The hour of temptation, which is gonna kick off what? World War III, which is going to bring in what? Our Lord and Savior Yahushua, and then we through, man. We delivered up out of this hellhole, man. So yeah, this is going to be a different storm. You may have weathered the storm back then in the Great Depression, but back then you didn't have Jacob's trouble back there brewing, being brought forth, okay? Now we in the last days, all right? Now it's getting ready to really start to jump off, man. And our people ain't, you 2/3, you ain't going to be ready for it, prepared for it at all. All right? So we're going to finish up and close out 1 Peter 5 and verse 8. And it reads, be sober, be vigilant. You see? You out there partying. I don't see how you can be in such a happy-go-lucky type of spirit, knowing what's, see, the people don't even know. That's why they in that happy-go-lucky spirit. They don't know what the hell's going on, man. They have no clue. Yahushua is coming like a thief in the night for them, man. They have no clue, man. They destroy for lack of knowledge. I was gonna say I can't see, but I understand. I pray that Salakia. I pray to the Most High that He keeps the Holy Spirit on us brothers, man, in His truth. Those that are fighting to endure to the end, the elect. Because we need it, man, because we could easily be one of those lost individuals out there not knowing what's coming down the pike, man. Just imagine walking, going about your life every day, not knowing what's going on. Okay? That's why we got to stay humble, man, and thanks and give praise to the Most High for waking us up before he brings judgment to this place, man. Because imagine just walking and going about your everyday life, not thinking nothing about it. Like it's just going to go on every day like normal. Man, that's a terrible state to be in. That's a terrible mindset to be in. Not knowing how close you are to being destroyed. And you can't say that you didn't know, because there's been put on every corner, on every street, you know, especially in the internet, servants of the Lord, servants of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, his prophets. You turn your head up at them, you mock them. Then when they no longer there to mock and turn your head up at them, you're going to be wanting to tell yourself, well, what's going on now? It's going to be too late. See, you're mocking, you scoff now because you got everything going in your way. But wait till everything starts to turn and you don't know what's going on, and you try to look and find and go to that YouTube channel or go to that street, that corner, and they ain't there. Then it's going to sit in. It's going to sit in, and by that time it's going to be too late. So that's why we're saying right now, get it while you can. Get your faith built up while you got a chance, man. And not only that, you got to continue to, pray. All right? So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right? And he's got his fair share. He's going to get his fair share of our people, but he's not going to get the elect, okay? Because the elect is watching, man. And furthermore, they were chosen from the foundation, all right? So I believe that's going to be it. With that being said, praying someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.